before.
And you know you are outstanding, but when you come, you don't want to stand, you sit. You need to stand out. You stand out. But anytime you come, then you are sitting. Why? You come, pay them fast. Sit down. Don't do that. You are outstanding.
Okay.
So you need to stand out.
So she should stand outside.
Thank you for your motivational speech.
How have you been?
I've been good.
You traveled?
No, I didn't.
Oh. Are you going to promise us you're not going to ghost us like that for a long time?
No. I wouldn't be ghosting you guys because I just had some personal stuff I had to take care of. But
Okay.
now I'm on track, so.
Thank God. Martinez,
Kwame,
how are you doing?
I'm good.
And how is she doing too?
Who?
Martinez.
Are you talking about my mommy or?
Who even said we were talking about
I want to be sure of what. But the girls in your area, how are they also doing?
Hey.
And let's get to showbiz review. We'll be talking to Headless Youtuber in a moment. I mean, Kula, yes, because he has made a statement on social media. He is talking about the strategy of artists ghosting media for months. And then doing about 15 interviews in just 1 week. Okay, we'll be getting into that conversation in a moment. But Franco,
Franco is your leading mobile phone accessories and electronic retail outlet. You can actually purchase items such as Nokia, Samsung phones, iPhones, air conditioners, smart TVs, chest freezers and refrigerators, washing machine, microwave, blender, and you can get up to 40% discount on prices on their digital platforms as well. But to get more information on how to do this, you can call them on their official numbers 0246 422338 or 0555 939311 or 030222 5651 or download the new Franco trading app Franco on Google Play Store, or you can visit their website at www.francotrading.com. Still phone Papa Pafi.
okay, and then ABC Game is playing big, and your name could be next. So dial *262#. Pick any 3 letters, take from 5 Ghana cedis, and then win up to 1 million Ghana cedis. You can play multiple times a day with the daily draws at 5 p.m. on Adom TV. And then for the bold players, Friday jackpot is a real deal. 1 letter is 3 times stake, and then 2 letters 8 times stake. 3 letters any order is 200 times stake, and then exact order 2,000 times stake, and that gives you 20,000 Ghana cedis and more. So play more than 10 Ghana cedis per round to increase your winnings. This is licensed by the NLA under characters. And we get into the showbiz review. Yeah, so Headless YouTuber is a content creator. He has been a radio presenter before, so he's a media person. He wrote this on his X page yesterday. He says, "Dear artists, that strategy of ghosting the media for months and then doing 15 interviews in 1 week when you release a project is outdated. To remain top of mind, you need to be in the news all year round. Even when you have nothing to promote, remember, you have some old stuff that are still worthy of promotion. Thanks to social media, there are a million platforms you can be on all year round without necessarily repeating platforms. Don't ghost your fans. Push yourself out there. Sincerely, Headless YouTuber." And this is what we are talking about this morning here on Hit 103.9 FM, Daybreak Hits. Headless YouTuber, aka Kula, is on the line this morning. Good morning.
Let's greet him.
Good morning, bro.
Please, we want to greet you.
Oja.
Oh, you are not doing it.
Okay.
Oja. Is that it?
Bring your mouth here.
Yes. Is
Bring
it
your
this
mouth
way? Oja. Is that how it's done?
Something like that.
Oh.
Headless, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, my boss.
We've seen all the things you've been doing on your handles, on your social media platforms, and the content is going on, eh?
Thank you.
And how do you balance How do you balance now being the real person, Kula, and then that fictional character, Alatia, Headless YouTuber?
Well, it's quite easy. I mean, it's easier than I initially thought, because people have now accepted the brand for what it is, and right now it's like they've accepted Kula, and yeah, Headless is here to stay, basically.
All right. So yesterday we saw this post on your X page. You say that artists, you're talking to them that the strategy of ghosting the media for months, then doing 15 interviews in 1 week when they release a project is outdated. Why did you write that? Hello, Kula. Oh, okay. We'll try to establish contact with Kula again. Headless YouTuber is his name on social media. Kula was once a radio presenter. He's dealt with artists over the years. Now does a lot of interviews as well on his channels on social media. And he wrote this yesterday. Brings to the fore the thing we've been talking about all these years about artist media relations and how they deal with interviews and all that. Yeah. And so we'll get him back online and talk some more to him regarding the motive behind this particular post. In the meantime, let me say good morning to you, Adam.
Yes, Chairman.
How are you doing?
Very great.
Can you please speak up a bit?
Today? Was church? Did church happen yesterday?
Church will happen.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and 24th.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Kula.
Yeah, we are back. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry about that.
Let me use Headless YouTuber. That is fine, right?
Yes, you can use Headless YouTuber.
Ah, that is why you went up. Alatiari, oh yeah, bad, pa.
You have just 1 minute remaining.
Hey,
Dial star 506.
hey,
Continue talking now.
Alatiari, I will credit no. Oh.
We have to get this call back because I'm already enjoying it. Hey, Kula, he's so funny.
Adam,
Oh.
this topic is a big one that we need to delve
is.
into.
I was talking to Mr. Hagler about it when I got here.
Yeah.
I was like, he's putting me in a tight corner. I don't know
To do
whether
what?
To speak as a PR, to speak as
Of
an
course,
artist
you are an
manager,
artist manager,
or
you
to
are a
speak as a
PR.
journalist.
You can do all, but you are an artist manager. So today you can do management from that
It
side.
looks like the cup fits him very well.
Yes.
Charlie,
Yes.
this is the
All
tight
right. So
corner.
this is something that Headless YouTuber is saying, and it's been an issue we've discussed over the years. But who determines when an artist should go for interview? Let me start with you, Adam.
I think it's a team. The team decides because every artist has a strategic goal they want to achieve. There is a certain direction and sense of purpose you are driving at, and that needs to be determined by you. And that's why controlling of the narratives become very important. That you need to control the narrative, because if you are not careful and you allow other people to control the narrative for you, you can hit an issue and get into crisis. And that is why the team needs to do that control. Now, if it comes to, going on interview, it has its importance for the brand.
Okay.
Brand awareness, exposure, giving you the opportunity to share certain things with people, and even getting new admirers or people to come on board your brand. It has that importance. However, there's another aspect of it, which is the overexposure. When the overexposure becomes too much, people can even not be interested in your brand again. And at times, it can even lead you to making certain misconstrued utterances among others, which can negatively affect your brand.
Okay.
And
Hold on for a moment. Let's go to the phone line and then speak to Headless YouTuber again. Headless.
Yes, sir.
I thought the other voice would come back.
It will come. Don't worry.
So what was the reason behind this post you made yesterday?
Okay, so I was just thinking, I was just there thinking about how sometimes artists go for interviews and like it gets to a period of time where they are so busy running around doing so many interviews, and then it gets to other times where no one hears from them for like months. And I was just thinking about it. I was like, yo, this thing, it used to be cool back then when we had a few media houses. So when you start promoting your stuff and you start doing your media rounds, you can just within 1 month you've gone to all the 7 radio stations that are around and you are done. But right now, the game has changed. Things have evolved to a point where if you go quiet for like 2 weeks or 1 month, then it's like people forget about you. That's the kind of system we are in now. The attention span is little. So if you don't have core fans who will always be streaming your stuff and be with you, the rest of the people just move on quickly to what is hot, what is new, what is now. So I was just thinking about it, and then I just decided to make that post because I felt like when times change, you need to also change according to the times, and it's time for artists to embrace different ways and different strategies, because that whole strategy of not going for interviews or not even being in the media at all for like 6 months, and then all of a sudden you announce you're about to release a project, and now in a day you are at 4 different radio stations every day, 4. In a week you've done like 28 radio stations and TV stations, and they'll all be asking you basically the same things because you have to explain your project. Okay, so what went into the album? Why the album title? The same answer you give on Hits FM, the same answer you give on Joy FM, the same answer you give on Joy Prime, the same thing. So it's like you're just repeating yourself. But if you remain in the media, I'm not saying go for an interview every day or force yourself to go for an interview every day or every 2 days, every 3 days throughout the whole 365 days in a year. All I'm saying is there are a lot of media houses and social media is now big. You can jump on somebody's TikTok live one time and just, interact with the person. Clips will be put on social media, and that gets your face in there. Once a while, go to, let's say, Savage Room, just do an interview just for shaggy reasons. You don't have anything to promote currently, but remember you have other songs that you've done that are also worthy of promotion. There's someone who might have forgotten to listen to your song, but because the person will see you in their news feed, now they will say, oh, wow, I didn't know this guy is okay, let me listen to his songs. Then they'll go back and go and listen to your old songs just because you were on some random cooking show just doing your thing. So that's why I made that post.
Yeah, but somebody will also say that some of these musicians, they have huge following on social media. So if you're talking about social media, maybe they think they have their own vlogs that they can use to disseminate information. How about that?
You have your own fans and everything, but when you go on another platform, that's a different thing. Because what you do on your page, you will get your views from your fans and everybody that's following you. But once you collaborate with somebody else, that means a new set of audience, and even that's new content. Let's say on your page, you've been doing your normal Facebook Live and Instagram Live and stuff, talking to your fans. Once in a while, you post your videos, your snippets and stuff. But now you've gone on, let's say you and SDK go out and just go to some random chop bar to go and eat.
Okay.
And that's SDK's content. And he collaborates with you on Instagram. Now your fans are seeing a different side of you, and they are enjoying something that you're doing with somebody else. Another time you go on Savage just to go and savage yourself over there, and that's also a refreshing different content. Another time you go and cook with Chef Abis, or you go and cook with Tatiana. Like there are a lot of things to do. One time you and Uncle Acroberto can go and host the news that he has been doing, just something different. It doesn't necessarily need to be about you promoting your music all the time. So right now, after that 1 month that you've been to all the radio stations and TV stations, then you go back into hiding till your next project comes out or what?
There are some of them who have explained that the record labels they belong to, determine when they should go out for interviews. They are barred from being all over the place during the year. So maybe they'll dedicate maybe a month prior to their big events for interviews.
Well, okay. I mean, what my suggestion is not something that should be made a law for everybody to take by force. It's just my suggestion.
All right.
And people are at liberty to disagree with me. But from where I stand as a fan and a consumer and also a content creator, I see this thing as something that is not working. Because if you go into hiding for 7 months and all of a sudden you're out and within 1 month you've been to all the radio stations and TV stations, now you are giving me too much. And I know, like, there are times that some of these artists, they go for 2 interviews, and by the time they go to the 3rd interview, you know everything they are going to say. Because they said it in the last 2 interviews.
Yeah.
You know everything. So now it's like they're repeating themselves. So why don't the record labels schedule a calendar for the artists so that all year round, let's say if every month you do something like with 2 media houses or 2 content creators, because there are a lot of people, so that if you can do that kind of scheduling, then now when it's time for you to release your album, you know that you've gone to some radio stations and TV stations already, so you don't even need to go there. You go to other places, and the social media will take whatever you say on those platforms to social media. Everybody will see it. You don't need to go everywhere at once within that small period of time that you are promoting your stuff.
Okay. Point well made. But the point where you said when they go for interviews within a period, like let's say a 15-day or 15 interviews within a period, and then the presenters will be asking the same questions. Is this not a challenge on presenters to be very creative and innovative in asking questions during interviews?
you can be creative in asking your questions. You can ask different questions and everything, but so far as you're promoting your album, definitely certain questions the presenter would ask. As in, how many songs are on the album?
Definitely.
Who did you feature? There are some questions that every presenter would ask, and there's no way to go around it, because no matter what, you are there to promote your album, so you have to tell us who is on the album. You have to tell us what's inspired the album, the kind of producers you worked with on the album, whether we should expect music videos from all those things. What's inspired this particular song? There are some things that there are questions that
basically they'll be asked. Yes.
And because you've given that answer already, that is the answer. So you give it 15 times.
Exactly. I think you've made a point worth talking about. That's why we're discussing this morning here on Hit FM. Thank you so much.
Please, I would like to add that aside that, I made another post talking about how they shouldn't be making their Instagram like their personal photo library, where they only post their pictures and their music video, and that's it. Right now, content creators are creating content with people's music videos and stuff, and they invite the musicians for collaborations, and these musicians don't even accept collaboration. Someone has created, and I emphasized on creating meaningful content. Not just anyone wants to trend and be on Stonebwoy's timeline. So the person will just take some selfie video and put Stonebwoy's song at the back and invite Stonebwoy for collaboration. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the person has created content. You see that this one, effort has gone inside. The person spoiled there with your with your song, and then the person invites you to collaborate. Just collaborate. And Don Jazzy did that thing so well that now a lot of content creators knew that if you create content with Maven artist song, Don Jazzy will put it on his Instagram. Because of that, now people were motivated to create more content. As soon as a Maven artist drops a song, everybody is creating content because they want to be on Don Jazzy's list, and it pushes the song more. So the artist should please accept collaborations when someone creates meaningful content with your song, so that it's all part of the promotion.
Thank you so much this morning, Headless YouTuber Kula GH right there. And Alatiawi. Welcome. All right, so let's get in here and finish the meal. Alatiawe has eaten his part. Adam, you were on the floor. Yes. So. Yeah.
The media platforms. He was talking about asking same question, giving same answers. You know, some of the media platforms have similar and different audience. You understand? So there are some platforms who have a certain level of listeners who are similar or different from other platforms. You understand? So it doesn't spoil anything. At the end of the day, I mean, in terms of giving exposure to a project, you must be consistent in your narrative. You understand? So if you are talking about the album, yes, you need to be consistent to give the necessary exposure to the album. And for me, I don't see any big deal with that. You know, I was talking about the importance of the interview, projecting you, giving you the bars and others. However, it's also downsides where it can make you, it can overexpose you and not even make you interesting again. Like when you are on, people don't even want to listen because they are fed up with you. So you also need to create those moments where you'll be off, so that when you are coming, there's that excitement and that
vivacity,
that need to listen to you. Kwame, let's also face facts. Some of the media platforms, even that overexposure I'm talking about, some of the media platform, when you appear too much there, and now you have a project you want to come, they will not allow you because they feel like, oh, Akwayo Wabaha too much. Mr. Hagawa can even acknowledge what I'm saying. He will feel like.
Are you trying to say Mr. Hagler is the one who has been saying that?
He can acknowledge that. Like if you frequent, Hit FM morning show, within the year maybe you frequented the platform like 3 times. Okay. Now getting to a point you have a project you are coming. He feel like I said about too much.
If you have a message,
even if you are not careful, I mean, there are some platforms who even think that their bosses will think they've taken something from you. That's why they are promoting you like that. And now they will not tell you straight. They won't admit you. They will be delaying you. You understand? So it feels like so if I'd stayed away from this platform and I went like great, they go admit. But now because they've seen me too much there, they are slowing to, give me the opportunity to be on a platform. So at times, you create that moment. And also, there's another dangerous aspect of all of these things. At times, some of the media platforms, as soon as there is, and it's not bad on the side of the media platform. As journalists, as media platforms, they have to do. As soon as there is a problem with a brand, everybody wants to give you the platform to speak. It is not bad, but it's dangerous. You have to be very cautious.
Okay.
So, like,
Ria
has gone on a platform to say something about me. Quickly, I start getting calls to react to Ria or to, counter what Ria said. It is not all the cases that you have to be on the platform to speak, because at that point, it could be at just the issue stage. Now, when it comes to issue stage, you can, issue stage issues have to be proactive resolving. You have to resolve it proactively.
When there is an issue about you, problem.
Yeah, not a problem. We have issues. Issues.
Where?
Then unresolved.
We have them where?
This PR, more PR.
Oh, okay.
And when the issue is unresolved issues become what we call crisis. So at that issue stage, if you don't resolve it well, it can quickly move into crisis.
Okay.
There are some instances I've handled. That's why I'm talking about it. So somebody has said something about you. Because of that, everybody is calling you. At that point, it's an issue stage. You can, on the back, call Ria. Oh, Ria, I heard you said, because people can misrepresent and misquote. You know, that's at times presenters or journalists, someone will call and say, someone called me that you've said this about me. Quickly, you don't have to go and react. You can call the person back door. Say, oh no, and yes, I was saying this. I was rather saying this and that. At that point, you can resolve that issue stage, and the issue will not turn into crisis. But if you are not careful and you quickly go on, then you are moving straight to into crisis. And if you are not careful, you create a crisis for the brand. So this is why it is not always that you have to. I mean, I've had that experience that maybe a brand you are working with will have a small issue and everybody wants to give you the platform to speak.
Talk, yeah.
And as brand managers, you need to understand that in crisis, in issues, there is a CCs. That's containment and communication. So in the communication, you can either issue a press release or do a video to speak to the issue, to the problem at hand, and leave it. Then you contain. The reason we say containment is that in containment of the crisis, you want to make the crisis small. You don't want it to escalate. So if you are containing, somebody calls you, you talk. Another person calls you, you talk. Now, you are making the crisis bigger instead of containing to make the crisis smaller. You understand? So all of these things are there to happen to the brand. So it's up to the brand managers to strategically know when to allow the person to go on interview, when not to allow, and when to create something. And also when it comes to creating awareness for a brand, there's so many ways. The social media is there, other platforms are there, that at times you trigger all of them. So you need to know when to use social media for your relevance, so an artist can go and tweet or say something, then it will be discussed. It makes the person relevant. So you need to find a way to make all these brand awareness platforms available and usable for you to be able to be in the trends. There's so many ways to kill a cat.
Thank you, Edem Mensah Chotome. Ria Anakwa.
Yes, darling.
An artist has decided that they're going to do 15 interviews within 1 month because they have a project, they have an event coming up. Should that be a problem?
I don't think that should be a problem. Excuse me to say, Headless Youtuber dropped a lot of gems.
Yeah.
And I agree with a lot of things that he said, but I also disagree with some of them.
Okay.
Because one thing I know is that when you are an artist and a popular one, people pay to see you. All right. So if you become too common to the, sometimes it's over familiarity. What's the saying? Over familiarity breeds
Familiarity breeds contempt.
Yes. So now when people are used to seeing you, it's hard. You find very, very few artists. Like I would say someone like One Love the Kobolo. Okay. You would see him working in like very regular places and people still listen to his music. And even with that, he even carved a niche for himself. It's either it was the alternative crowd or the international crowd. It wasn't necessarily mainstream. You hardly found his music in the mainstream of Ghana. Let me just say that. So you take a few artists here and there that can, pull it off where they would be mingling with the regular people and still be relevant regardless. And even with him, you could see that, he had this whole aura about him. He's always going to places barefooted. So even if you've seen him before, you are calling someone else, you see he's barefooted, like there's this wow factor about him. You get me? You also find someone like Adele who would come, drop music, do 250 interviews, and then disappear from the surface of the earth. Win some Grammys, of course, and some Oscars and some other awards. And even Adele, you see Adele around. This musician, Enya, she's in the castle somewhere. She drops music when she wants to. Like sometimes people don't even know whether excuse me to say, God forbid, if she's dead or alive. You get it? So I am not a PR person.
Yeah.
All right. But what I know is that when you are branding an individual, you take into consideration the person's personality. You take into consideration how you want them to be viewed by the public. And you take into consideration to, after maybe the person has been established to a particular point, you take into consideration how people are receiving, so that you go back to the drawing board and make the artist. All right. So I feel everybody, as both of you said, everybody has their strategy.
Okay.
All right. Everybody has their strategy. So if someone decides that, and let me say this, the fact that you've been doing media rounds or you've been on several platforms doesn't mean that when you drop music, you are still not going to do the 15 radio stations. There's a high possibility you are going to do it, because all the times that you went on the different platforms,
the song wasn't out.
Number one, the song wasn't out. And the the content wasn't surrounding your music. You understand? He was talking about cooking with Chef Abby, going, different scenarios, but it wasn't centered on the music. So when you drop music, there's a high possibility you're going to go to the 15 radio stations. You are going to answer the so-called same questions. You get it? So I really didn't see where he was going with that. Apart from that too, I agree with him totally when it comes to the musicians or the artists' social media platforms.
Yeah.
Now, it's not supposed to be all what's it called, pictures and pictures and pictures. Even sometimes we complain about Ghanaian artists where they have collaborations with other musicians, and they don't even post it on their main wall. They just put it on their story, and then it scrolls, and then people forget about it.
After
or people
24 hours, it's gone.
Yeah, or people don't even get to find out. So there are so many nuances to this issue. I don't think it is one fits all type of solution.
Yeah.
You understand? There are some people that what he's saying would fit them perfectly,
Exactly.
but there are some people I don't think is going to fly. You get so me.
Noreen, I asked him about how creative the host will be in asking questions. We've received a number of artists here who have been on other platforms promoting their works. They come here and their approach is different because we have watched the others they've done elsewhere. We need to tweak something. At least the basic ones would be the title of the song or album.
But
number
you see,
of those things are basic.
I think the you as hosts
So
are even
the
being
hosts-
too hard on yourselves. Let's be honest. I think you as hosts are even being too hard on yourselves, because there are some people that even when they come and take a seat in front of you and you meet them with some type of energy, there's this wall.
Yeah.
You
True.
know, there's a blockade. Like,
True.
I remember there was this time, I'm not going to mention the artist's name. Doreen and I think it was one of our Friday shows. Doreen and I, and there was this, and the funny part was that this artist was even a new artist. I don't know whether the weather wasn't good that day or he had been through something before getting into the studio. We were literally, gassed to see this person, trying to interview, trying to get stuff out of him. And he was facing this way. Literally. You remember, right? He was facing this way.
No, there are some, you ask them one question.
And then
they answer with one word.
Yeah, yes.
Exactly.
Laconically.
So
Yes.
it doesn't become
And
a
the energy is not
conversation.
flowing.
So you end up even closing before.
Oh yes, we will close before.
Exactly.
And there are some of them, they don't have an idea of what they even want to share with you.
Exactly.
They don't know
Let
what
them.
to say.
Exactly.
Let them,
And
your
because,
people.
Yes, and because they don't know what to say, you as Ria said, you end up having to finish. And Kwame, even we've had some of these experiences where you call somebody and you're like, oh, I want to, have a conversation with you. Sometimes, please, like the artist should even be patient to know why you're mini project, and because I don't have anything, I don't want to come and sit there and talk.
Yes.
So
That
because
one
you
too,
don't,
it needs to be handled beautifully by the artist, because the media is a key stakeholder.
Yeah.
So mind how you are going to reject them when you don't have anything.
yes, and then
Because when you have something, you go back to the same people. So you need to do it beautifully and friendly.
We
so
have a
that
project
you do
that
not
can
offend.
accommodate you at that
Yes,
moment.
You
and
understand?
Ria said something, and also Kula also said something that I
Yeah.
found. You see, from where he said that once a while, just go and
Yeah.
be with them. I understood him because you see, Ria, yes, and Adam, you said that you cannot be going to this place and then when you release a project. No, we are not saying be going there every now and then, but if we're here this morning and maybe Eshatawale is passing by. He doesn't come here more often, but he passes by and he's like, oh, Hits FM. He comes here and be like, hey, Charlie, you people, you there, how be? Oh, what's up? You know, sometimes just saying
It's for
hello.
the
It's just
relationship.
for the relationship. And you
Yeah.
even come in because you are here. The DJ will be forced to play your music. I'll be forced to mention you. And then, that's how the vibe is. But some of them, not at all. And as you said, you don't see them. There are some people when you see them, look, even your presence alone can bring joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can bring excitement. It can bring blessing into somebody's life. You don't have to, you see, and then when we are there, you come and talk about depression. You want to stay in your room and be the happiest person? Of course you cannot be. Even as humans, sometimes you have to vitamin D. Now, look.
Yeah.
We are not saying be all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yes.
But once a while, and as he said, if you go on Chef Abi's page and you go there to go and cook, at least I know you as an artist, but I don't know you as a cook. So if you go there, you go and prepare maybe jollof, I'll be like, oh, okay. So after all, he can cook. You don't
Yeah.
have to necessarily do anything. And he
That's
yeah.
why.
Bring
That's
some
why I
excitement.
was actually talking about
Yeah.
what a team has to take into consideration before branding an individual,
Yeah.
because you could watch. I remember. There was this time, I don't know whether it was Stella Damascus or something. She has command of the English language
Yeah.
very well. And then she came to Ghana, I think, for a media tour. And then I at that time I was watching the television with my mom. And then the interviewer was like, but do you speak pidgin? And then you saw the switch
Fast.
Yeah, it was like she started speaking the Nigerian pidgin and all that, and my mom was like, wow, so she can actually do this. So sometimes it's like people see you as non-human too much. You're like too far to reach.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you become a bit relatable, they're like, oh, he's also human like us. But you see, the enigma also makes you more sought after.
All right.
Yeah. So.
All right. Martinez,
Kwame,
how many times should a musician do interviews in a year?
I mean, depend on the team.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, their strategic plan to do interview has to do with them, the camp. With Coolest conversation. Very interesting. And I'm happy he was emphatic. He was clear that this is not something he is posing as a law on the artist. It's just
Something
a
that
suggestion.
he,
Yeah, so it's very good. It's very good. But then when you listen to him clearly, I think his focus is on the content creation, like the social media, platforms.
They should be active on the.
Yes, because he's doing content creation, I realize his
But I think
communicate.
but I think he also mentioned the media houses.
He even
Yeah,
mentioned
but-
Hits FM.
Yes.
Exactly. His point was that if you go on Joy Prime, Hit FM, and the other platforms, it's same question over and over, because that is where he see the artists, going most of it. I mean, like the traditional media to do about 15 interviews within a week when they have a project. But if you follow the narrative very well, you realize that he was being emphatic that the social media platforms too are there for them. They're also relevant. That's why he mentioned SDK. You talked about Savage and all of that. So I get where it's coming, because obviously it's a traditional media. You always find the artists vibing more when they have a project.
But nowadays,
Yeah.
when you go on these podcasts and social
They are there.
media platforms, they are everywhere. They are going to
Yes.
DJ Slim, they are going to Kojo Sheldon, they are going to Kula, they are going to Savage Room, they are going to a number of them.
Yeah,
I
so-
follow them, so Sammy Flex
Yes.
TV, so I know.
Yes. So, I mean, like I said, that is where he's drumming more. I don't know if you get my point. Yes. From what I heard, listening to him, like what I picked from his conversation.
Yeah.
Aha. Because to the extent of using Don Jazzy's pages, these are all social media platforms he was emphasizing that they can make good use of those platforms as well. Yeah. You don't need to wait when you have an album or a project, then you go and do 15 interviews or whatever. It's a fine conversation. But then the artists will also have their explanation, which some of us are privy to some of these. But I look at it differently. Like, it's like everybody living in his or her world. The artists or musicians living in their world. And the presenters or the media house also in their world. It's like Accra and Kumasi. If I don't have anything to do at Kumasi at the moment, I don't go there. Everyone is at where he or she is.
If I don't need you, I don't call you for an interview.
Exactly. So the music world or the artist world is also a world on its own. They are there. Maybe they are recording from there. They do their own stuff. That is their world they are living. Until they need your world. If, let's say, he or she is in Accra and feel like I need something in Kumasi, I'll travel. Go and do what I want to do or go and, sort myself out. Then come back. You understand? But then, like, as you're saying, sometimes they should come around. They should just make themselves available. It's more like tourism. Sometimes you need to just travel, go have fun, go vibe.
So during that moment, what content should they share? Content that is off season, they are season. They don't have any project, no event. What should they go out there to say?
So that is when you can even make social media, very active.
And I want what should we do with social media?
Yeah, you take advantage of it. Like
then of course
I'm not even looking at it, but for instance, let's take our tourist sites.
Yeah.
You don't go there. You do. If I go and ask you whether you've been to Willie Falls before, you say no. But if you go with your influence and what you have, and you go to Willie Falls right now, just to go and experience what is there, and you even document a little bit and put on social media. You see, it's not only about the music, but the fact that you have showed up there, you are also letting us know.
Yes.
You understand? So these are small content. You can even pay a visit to, kids in school. Some of them are doing, just pay a visit there.
Can I say this?
But you see, I feel that all is part of content creation. You understand? Because you cannot just sit at home and put some of them will just decide to do a live video and then have, interactions with their fans and all that. But to be able to create enough content away from your home, some of these things would go a long way to project you.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. But you see, you're saying that, if I don't have anything to promote, I don't have any new music, but the fact that you don't have new music doesn't mean that you are not booked and busy. You understand? Your own music can make you be, invited for shows.
There is a very important aspect of this conversation. Do you know a lot of artists find it difficult granting interviews, answering questions?
Yep.
Some don't even have the confidence and the courage for that.
Yes.
Some have not been groomed
for that.
Some are even scared.
Exactly.
Some are
Don't
scared
run to Breakfast Club.
I said some. So
but some of them are even
it's a
scared
chore for some. I'm
for
telling
the
you.
aftermath, because usually based on what they say, they feel they will be roasted or maybe they might not speak well.
Yes, so that is also experience. But the one thing we also need to look at is that, like I said, aside the music, some of them might be busy doing other stuffs, maybe other businesses. So you realize that sometimes you ask them about what they've been to aside the music. They tell you, I'm into this. I was doing this maybe for 2 years. I've been doing this kind of business, try to establish this and all of that. So we can understand from that angle that they also have a life to live. However, the advice or the angle you guys are also coming from is very, very important, because in as much as you are doing, one thing or the other, you shouldn't let the other side also die, because we know you for this. So it's always a beautiful moment when you pull up unexpectedly and then, vibe with the people, try to announce your presence. It's not all the time you have to release a song before you come for interview. And you see, one thing I've also realized, sometimes I feel so bad about is that sometimes when they come for, promotion, trying to promote their project and all that, By the time you realize, then there are some sort of controversy that kills the main reason why he or she went for interview, because of
who caused
some of their communication skills. Some of them lack, the ability to communicate.
And sometimes it's the hosts.
That is also the other side.
Let's say it.
Yes. So if you are not careful, you may do 15 interviews within that week, and by the time you realize, one statement you made, overshadows everything and sink the main reason why you came, like the project you came to promote. So it is also something that is affecting them. And like you said, some of the hosts deliberately or presenters do that. I don't see why you should ask certain questions over and over and over. Like you said, there are basic ones, which we understand. But then you realize some people, they are just interested in the trends. Some of the presenters.
The thing is that if you came here to promote your song, you don't expect me to ask you only questions about your song. I will ask you other questions.
Exactly.
But as the person coming for the interview, you should have a message. That should be loud in your conversation.
That is fair.
It should be very loud.
That is fair. But like you said, we should also point out those who are also doing that. I mean, some are not interested in the music promotion that the artist came for. They are interested in trends. So maybe something that happened within the year that has died off. Because that is an opportunity to get, those answers from the artist. They will pay much attention to those sides or focus on that area. And if the artist is not careful or communicate very well, by the time you realize that everything is messed up. So it's a big challenge to the artist when they also sit back and wait till the time they release a project before they come out for an interview. Because if care is not taken, you may lose, your target. But someone like Blacko always gets people, talking about him. He understands these things. I mean, Shatawale, Stonebwoy, it's not always about their album release alone, but they are able to, connect with the people via social media. And, they are always in their faces. So it is very, very important. If you stay away for a very long time and you later come back to promote your song, after you do the interviews, it's like everything is off. Even if there's no trend, everything will die off, because like you just come to do promotion and you are gone. Into one year careful, you're born, everything is over. But you have to be, very active in the space.
Thank you, Martinez. Robert Clark, kindly take the microphone and then let's hear your thoughts on this one, please, in 4 minutes, sir.
Sure. Thank you very much. So I've listened in on all the submissions, and I just want to say that there is no one right answer. And the reason is because the dynamics are different. First of all, the dynamics are different on who the artist is, and the dynamics are also different on who the various markets are. So every artist has got a market, and each market has got different segments. And you have to be able to understand the various segments and basically how to feed these. Now, if you record music, you have a reason to go and do a tour. But when you are done with that, ideally, you should be doing touring. You understand? So you take a year, the first 3 months, for example, you record your music, you drop hints together with your label or your team. Something big is coming, put out your name, whatsoever. You create images, everything that helps you build up, and then eventually you drop the sound. When you drop the sound, there are different phases. You do your album listening, that kind of stuff, and then you do interviews, you push it and all of that. But when you're done, then what? Is everything going to be in Accra? Ideally, move from Accra and go to the other radio stations and then get the information there as well. Because you have fan base or fan bases. You have fan base in different places. So you want to be able to take care of Accra. If you understand the hot spots for your brand, Kumasi is one of the biggest areas, or Utakwadi or whatsoever, you go to these places and you feed them. You'll be able to create the right hype you're looking for. From there, you go to another. So there are different places you can go to. It's not just about Accra. So that we feel like, oh, okay, so you've been in Accra, we're hearing the same thing over and over again. No. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, feed the Accra folks, but go to the other places. So when you sometimes hear about touring, it's because the artists want to be able to feed the fan base at the different geographical locations that exist who are consuming the music, because obviously they all add to the key or the brand growth and development. So that has to happen. Then there are points where you want to share your personality. And I think for the most part, people do it on either their own platform, social media platforms, because that's when people follow you, you get all the tidbits, information about you, what you're doing, how things go, what you're interested in, how, like Kofi Kenyatta creating all the funny stuff on his platform. You usually get it on his platform. You understand? And when you, by extension, do other interviews on platforms that are not necessarily musical, it also exposes your brand in ways that people don't know. So it helps people connect with you on a level other than the music. And then once you endear them to a certain extent, you're able to get more. So yeah, all of these things do matter. But if you're a brand that has done a good analysis of what you want to do in terms of what you want to give, then you have elements of CSR. So within a year, what is happening with respect to the cause that you stand for, or CSR? So you realize that you being in the media space is not just about your music. It's about the cause you stand for. The things you want to be able to address, how you went to donate this, how you made an impact, how you went on a particular platform to talk about Galamsey, stop, that kind of stuff. So there are multiple areas to the brand that you represent, and so you are able to feed people in all of these areas. If you're doing movies, you appear in it, people are happy. If you have business, you're doing stuff like this also. So for me, it's about understanding who you are, being clear about your brand, being clear about the multiple folks you're supposed to be feeding in respective geographical areas, and planning out in such a way that you are able to consistently feed them across the year. Because really, it's about work, and we all go to work every day. And so we also expect that your brand should also be active on a daily basis in terms of what the plan is and what's supposed to happen each quarter.
Thank you very much, Mr. Robert Clark. Thank you, Adam Mensah Chotome Martinez. Thank you very much, Robert Clark Martinez, Adam Mensah Chotome, Ria Anakwa, yeah, and then Kula for talking to us.
Her.
You miss who?
I miss Ria.
Oh, my Ria is here.
Yeah, my friend. No. Isn't it?
Hey.
Kwame,
okay. Doreen, let's read the messages and then wrap up.
Emil Smith always greets us.
Yes.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you too.
Beduke Bismarck says good morning, and good morning to you. Adair says that I'm enjoying the program today. It's very educative. Big up to Mr. Hagler, Kwame, Dadzi, Doreen, your pundits, and all your great listeners. It's your boy on it, Adair.
Okay, that brings us to the end of the show today. Daybreak Hits on Hit 103.9 FM. Show produced by Mr. Hagler, supported by Debbie Searching Sway, still searching. Knee Upness, DJ Fantastic, and once again, thank you, Adam, Maria, Martinez, Roberts. Yeah, we're back tomorrow for another.